Hi everybody, this is Sarah. Today's video will be on the March 2021 forecast for Cancer natives. This is Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Today I will be using the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot deck, and I will also draw an additional card from the Crystal Spirits Oracle deck by Colette Baron-Reid to show which crystal would be the most beneficial for you to work with in March. You can find out more about the deck and other videos in the description box below. I have also added a timestamp for this video. Obviously, this is my take on the astrology and on the cards, so it will not resonate with everyone, and that's okay. If it doesn't resonate with you, no worries, just pass it on by, and I do hope you find what you're looking for. I'm going to put some additional information, of course, up on the slides as well. Check the screen every so often, okay? Alright, so we have a lot happening in March. We will be finishing up Pisces season, and if you haven't already, please watch that video. I'll link it up here and below as well. We also have some important dates for you, Cancer, and they are the 1st, the 3rd, the 5th, the 13th, and the 27th. On the 13th, we have the new moon, which is also happening at the same time as Venus conjuncts Neptune, which will definitely be a lucky day for you. And on the 20th or 21st, we have the spring equinox, which is the beginning point of the new astrological new year. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the astrology too as we do the cards. Speaking of that, I'm going to draw 7 cards. The first one will cover what you're bringing forward into the month. The second, the biggest obstacle for the month. Your biggest asset going into the new month. Your home life. Your love life, both single and partnered Cancer natives, the outcome, and of course, the best crystal for you to work with during the month. So like I said, this is an interesting time. Astrologically, there are no retrogrades, woohoo, in March, so that's a nice change. The confusion is gone from Mercury retrograde, so now things seem to be moving along and you feel clearer and more focused. This is a great time to plan for the future. Now, obviously, depending where you are in the world, we still have the pandemic going on and we have curfews and we have all these other things happening, but still, this is a great time to look ahead and kind of plan what you'd like to do when the restrictions lift. The first 3 weeks of the month, we're going to be kind of slow, but as we get further and further along into the month, things speed up. So you'll see different shifts as we go along, different energy shifts. It may even feel like suddenly you're waking up from a dream because things are not always what they seem, especially for you this month. I think it's going to be an amazing month for you overall, but let's see what the cards have to say. So let me just shuffle really quickly, and the first card will be what you're bringing forward from February into March. And I am using the full Rider-Waite Tarot deck, so there are a lot of cards here. Nice, the Empress. Okay, this is a major card, and it signifies fertility, femininity, and leadership. This card, when I talk about fertility, it could be that you're adding someone new to your family, or it could be you're birthing a new business, or your creativity is really taking off. February has been a little bit more mundane than maybe even January was, and that energy was just, it was okay, but it wasn't anything fabulous, and you can feel the energy building that this is going to be a much better year. So you're ready. You're ready for things to shift and change. You're carrying this energy forward from February of just being, okay, it's not bad, it's not great. But I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with the energy in March. The Empress signals also good health. If you haven't been feeling your best, that should be shifting. And obviously, if you're not feeling well, better safe than sorry, go seek medical attention. But overall, it looks like things are going to settle down in the health area and you're going to get your stamina back. As a Cancer, you're very nurturing and caring and sometimes to your own detriment. And that's been something you've had to deal with in the past too. This energy of the Empress, though, is a very strong, liberated energy, if you will. It's not just becoming a martyr caring for somebody else. It's about understanding your role as maybe a caregiver, but also as a leader. So it's that fine balance of caring for other people, but not losing yourself in the process. That's going on, as well as March is a great time to increase your creativity. You have so many good ideas, but you haven't had the opportunity to really put these in motion. And you don't want to waste these ideas, so hopefully you've been journaling them or you've been writing them down somewhere, because the opportunity is going to come during the course of 2021 for you to use these ideas and really move forward quickly. Now that the confusion of Mercury retrograde is gone, you're feeling more clear-headed and you're ready for many artistic possibilities as well. So the energy you're bringing forward is very productive and you're ready to begin a new adventure. So let's draw the next card, which will be your biggest obstacle. Oh, wow, Justice. This is another major card. So this card signifies karma, justice, consequences, accountability. You, by nature, Cancer, are not someone prone to shady dealings or breaking the law or taking advantage of people. It's not something that's in your nature. Cancers aren't bullies either, but we all have a shadow side that, if left unhealed, can get us into trouble. Sometimes this manifests as us saying something we would never say consciously, or doing something that is totally out of character for you. So that could be an obstacle for you for the month. Or this could also mean something that has happened maybe with your partner or your family is coming to light, and the ramifications of this action will affect you personally. It doesn't feel like it's something that just happened. This is something that happened perhaps in the past, a year ago, a year and a half ago, maybe longer, is just now really coming fully out. And because of that, like I say, there's going to be some questions about integrity and respect. The ramifications will definitely affect your home life. Also, if you've been wronged in the past, the person who caused you the harm may be facing consequences. This is a really interesting placement as an obstacle. Justice will be served, basically, whether something you did or something someone else did to you. Okay, let me shuffle really quickly, and this will be your biggest asset going into March. The Fool. A lot of people immediately have a reaction to this card, but it may not mean what you think it means. This is the first card of the deck, and it signals the beginning of a new cycle. And yes, it could be doing something foolish or being naive, but more than likely being very optimistic, beginning a new journey, beginning a new cycle, marching towards a new truth. Your biggest asset, I would say, would be your spontaneity and your enthusiasm. You inspire courage as you start a new adventure, basically. Your enthusiasm is one of your most enduring qualities, and you're ready for this change. This is also a great time to take a class or finish up things that are related to study or schoolwork, or learn a new hobby. So it's a good placement because your enthusiasm will be a big asset for everything that you do, and especially this month with things shifting. So the next card will be for your home life. Let me shuffle really quickly. Ace of Swords. Okay, you can expect a breakthrough at home, and let's be honest, it's about time. As with all the aces, the Ace of Swords indicates that one is about to experience a moment of change. This is a sharp, double-sided sword. So of all the ace cards, this is probably the most difficult, but it still isn't a bad card. It represents intellect and cutting through deception, finding the truth, and also clearing away the fog. So this is one of those aha moments. You're probably going to have an epiphany at home about what needs to change, and you may even see the world from a different viewpoint. There's nothing but possibilities ahead of you. This is a great time. Once again, let me just be like a broken record and say, decide on what you want to happen. Decide where you want to be this time next year, and then look at what needs to change to get you there. All the aces signify the green light, or basically it's time to move forward and everything will work out. So there's lots of opportunities ahead as you begin this new cycle. So it's a very well-placed card for your home life. Let's look at your love life, and this will be for single and partnered Cancer natives. The Tower inverted. Okay, this is interesting, especially in this position and inverted. The Tower usually signifies things falling apart, but when it's upside down, this kind of means you averted the disaster. But you could just be delaying the inevitable. It could also represent the fact that you're resisting change. So single Cancer natives, are you looking for love in all the wrong places? Dating is tough in the best of times, but add in the pandemic and it seems almost impossible. You can make connections online, but yet you need more. And you may even be thinking, why bother? It's too much effort for too little return. But you know you're not ready to throw in the towel yet. Venus and the Sun will bring major changes in your social and career life. So stay positive and be open to that new person in your circle. They may not be the actual person that you want to date, but they may have a contact, a colleague, a brother, a sister. They may have someone like that they introduce you to. And speaking of your circle, Pisces and Virgo will be important people for you in the month of March. So single Cancer natives, don't settle, but also don't give up on dating. For partnered or committed Cancer natives, change is not always easy for you. You're realizing that things aren't what you thought they would be or where your relationship would be at this time. If you're seeing problems in your relationship looming in the distance, this is your chance to deal with them now and stop putting them off. Cancer doesn't like arguments or fighting, and they will move away from confrontation. But unfortunately, when you do, you just let things build up. So by talking about them, you can prevent a bigger problem later. Think about it. What have you been keeping quiet about that you think is, not worth arguing over? Do you still feel that way? Or have you just added another layer of problems on top of it? And then you see slowly these things turn into big issues that can uproot even a happy relationship. So that's why it's really important to deal with things as they happen. Better to address things now than put them off. Let's shuffle, and we're going to pull the card for the outcome. This is where you'll be at the end of March if you stay on the current path you're on. Now, that being said, that means if you're not happy with the way things are going, you have time to fix it. The Knight of Swords. Okay, before we get into that, let's look at the cards all together. We have 4 major cards showing up. This is predetermined and part of your soul's growth. Obviously, soul lessons are tougher than personal lessons, but what you're facing right now is a progression of energies. Like I say, it calls us to evolve or grow on a soul level. So you may feel like you've already conquered some of these lessons, but unfortunately they're coming back up. And that's because, in truth, we can only heal as much as we can heal at one time. We still have to get up and go to school, go to work, maintain life. We kind of compartmentalize or push things to the back. Well, there comes a time when we have to deal with them. And you can kind of think of the pandemic in that way, that it's forcing us to really look at what's important in our lives and take the time also without all the distractions of going out and going to the movies, going to concerts, traveling, to really deal with our own crap. It's not an easy time, but it's a necessary time. And honestly, you've done pretty well during this time because you're an adaptable person. You can pretty much adapt your behavior to any circumstances. Unfortunately, your family, your co-workers, your spouse, or your children may not have the same adaptability. So that's caused some other problems over the course of 2020. Here we are, we're in 2021, things are shifting, and things are definitely looking up for Cancer. This is going to be a much better year for you, and we see the beginning of that huge shift this month in March. Okay, let's look at the Knight of Swords. All of the knights generally represent a message of some kind. With this particular card, we see that the message is the truth. The truth is coming out. It's not necessarily a bad card, but it may not be the truth that you really are ready to face yet. Looking at the overall reading, I would say it's going to be a much better month. You're more likely to start a new job, start a new love affair, start something. This is a beginning time. The arrival of someone new in your life is coming, whether they show up in March or they show up in April or May. Somebody new is going to make an appearance in your life. Will it turn into a love affair or will it turn into a life-changing friendship? There is a possibility. At this point, it's not as likely as it will be later on, but that doesn't mean don't take advantage of the connection that you're going to form with these new people. So overall, I would say this is a much better month than we've seen in a while for Cancer natives. Just use your positivity, use your enthusiasm to move forward on those things that you've been wanting to do. Start that new hobby, build that side hustle, whatever it may be, finish up those classes, and know that things will get better and that you are moving forward. So let's draw the last card, which will be the Crystal Oracle deck for the best stone for you to work with. Okay, celestite. This is a beautiful, beautiful stone. I do have a piece of celestite, and it is an egg-shaped geo. Let's get it. There we go. So celestite is a pretty common stone. Actually, it's found in Madagascar, Egypt, Poland, Peru, Libya, and Ohio. The stone encourages spiritual awakening and developing our intuitive abilities. It will allow us to connect to our angels and our spirit guides, and it is a gentle, calming energy too. So you have the ability already to tap into your intuitive abilities. Most Cancers are very empathetic. A lot of them are empaths. Most of them do have psychic abilities. So if you're ready to move up on the spiritual path, this is a great stone to work with. And even if you're not interested in that and you just need a nice, calming, soothing stone, you can't go wrong with this one. It does bring in higher vibe energy, but it does it in a very subtle, nurturing way. Not like moldavite where you have to get used to it. It may cause headaches or, upset stomach or anything like that. Celestite is very gentle, and it's good to have in your home as well. So overall, this looks like a very good month for you. There will be some challenges, but you can work through it, and things are definitely shifting in your favor, Cancer. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this little mini reading. If you would like to know more, you can find me at Serenity. And of course, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, liking it, and sharing it. I really appreciate it. If you want more content, you can always become a patron or go to the website and see what's going on there. Reiki blessings. Bye-bye.